Joram Model Management is teaming up with Women Model Management to scout some of the best and brightest of models in Uganda. On the 9th of November, the scouting for the ASFAs 2025 will take place at MOTIV Bugolobi, and all undiscovered talent stands a chance to securing a contract with the International Modeling Agency. So the ASFAs are coming back, and I just want to look at a few of the faces that made it happen. Right now, we are at the JMM headquarters with Joram Model himself, the mother agent to a lot of the recognizable faces that you see right now on the runways, at campaigns, and magazine covers all over the world. And, you know, thank you for making the
Such
time.
an honor. I feel very humbled, and I'm getting really shy.
Are you? Girl, why are you lying?
I'm getting really, really shy because I think naturally I'm very shy. Yeah.
But yeah, like when it comes to the ASFAs and how big of a production it is, you know, it cannot be left alone without also pointing out the role that you played when it comes to the runway, when it comes to the production of how, you know, the show flows. I want to get into that. Tell me about that.
We started working with the ASFAs so many years ago, 2013, because that was the very first season.
Yeah.
So I remember when Brian had this very beautiful idea, and then he woke up one day and he said, John, I want to start this. When he was still a very little young boy, but then he was a visionary. He had an idea that I remember very well. The minute he said, I want to bring something fresh, something new, something very fashion oriented into this country. And I was like, of course, I'll support you, you know, because we've been friends for a very, very, very long time. So 2013, that's when, you know, I said, you know what, let's do it. You know, it's beautiful. You're celebrating African fashion. You're celebrating African creatives, African leaders, and generally the entire, you know, generation of fashion in Africa. So I remember saying yes, and we started working together in 2013. And we've worked together on all the different seasons that he has done. So you can imagine, it's almost like 10 years down the road. Absolutely 10 years down the road, yeah. But our role as JMM, we come in as, you know, show directors, show producers, because, you know, when you have an event happening, you know, there's so many people that are involved. Right. Absolutely so many people. So with JMM, you know, we came in as a company that, you know, we'll do the model scouting, whereby, you know, we identify the potential models that will work for show. And then we go deeper into show production in line with, you know, the backstage, coordinating fittings, coordinating the show run, coordinating designers, coordinating the whole, you know, when people sit down and watch the show, there's a back end to that show. You don't know the drama that happens backstage. You don't know, you know, the madness when it comes to hair, makeup, mood boards, visualizing. So it's a lot. Like show production is a lot. So when I come to you and, you know, you tell me you have a show, and I'm telling you I'm a show producer, that's what we do, you know, to put together the whole vision of the show with the fashion shows. So that when you see something, you see a very beautiful story that is being told. So that's mainly our role in the ASFAs India. But then we go further beyond than just scouting these, you know, just getting the models that work the shows and then something like that. The other thing that we do is that, you know, we are mother agents. So every time we partner with, you know, the ASFAs, we're always looking for the next generation of supermodels, the next generation of who's going to take over the world. So every time we are scouting, there's that eye of this girl potentially could be the next biggest superstar. So we're always keeping our eye on all the models that come through. And I also like the fact that, you know, it's as much as JMM is so much into managing, you know, girls, you know, we look out for girls most of the times. But then when it comes to the ASFAs, it's I'll say versatile, because, you know, we get the girls, we get the boys. So even the boy child is given a chance. We don't have anyone saying, just for what you know. So we're always looking out for the girls, we're always looking out for the boys, and we've started so many careers, you know, through this platform. That is why our synergy and partnership, you know, works every single season, because, you know, the ASFAs benefits and we also benefit in the long run. And also the models do benefit in the long run, because we also do workshops for them. You know, we organize master classes for them where we're teaching them so much about branding, mental health, confidence, self-esteem, just beyond what modeling is. Because so many people have this whole connotation. A lot of people think modeling is just you're beautiful, you're stunning, stand in front of the
Right.
pictures, take the pictures, walk. It's much more than that.
Mm.
We're training someone that we believe, they have potential to one day become a great actor, a great actress, who knows, even end up in the UN speaking about global issues. So the workshops that we give these young girls and young boys at the ASFAs are much more than just walk the runway, have beautiful whatever images, but they're also tailored to, life after the ASFAs. When you're done walking that show, what is the next step? The next step could probably be no, it doesn't stop there. That is why, we bring in like different mentors, different teachers, different people that have excelled in different fields of life to talk to, these young models so that they learn so much about the industry.
Yeah. You mentioned something about the show production. And in my mind, I thought JMM is like, first we're handling the runway session. So you just let us know when we come in and then we do the runway and then we go back and the rest of the show continues.
I wish it was like that. I wish it was like that. Because you see, it's like a marriage. It's like a marriage whereby when you're organizing a huge show like the ASFAs, there's music, there's fashion, there's art, there's so much that is happening in there. That is why every time we do this show, we work with Phenon. That is Steve Jean. So Phenon has also been our production partner right from the time we started. Thank you so much, Phenon. They've been on this right from day one, right from 2013. And, they've done all the seasons. They'll still do this season as well. So, when they come in, we work together with them to put together, to see what's the look, the feel. And then, with them, they will do the visuals, they will do the lighting, they will do the smoke, they will do the stage, they will do the screens. They will give the show that effect of wow, it's absolutely amazing. But then with us, it's going to be models, it's going to be, how is the show running, it's going to be how do we put in the awards, how do we put in all the different sectors and then all that. But there's also like different departments altogether. Because an organization like the ASFAs has like so many departments. There's a department that is going to handle, this one handles this one handles this. So it's not a one-man's army that, oh my God, John puts up the show. No, it's not like that. There's so many people that are involved. Yeah. So that's how you put together a show.
Does it sometimes get chaotic working with so many people, so many moving parts?
I would say no, because you see all those different moving parts have, I would say like they have like different departments.
Right.
For example, if it's like production like stage, lighting, sound, and then all that, visuals, that is, Phenon, Steve Jean. And then if it's models, designers, the red carpet, ABCD, that is going to be like JMM and then another team. And then when it's like advertising, media, communications, there's like another, PR media company that is doing that. Then when it comes to, award givers, there's someone doing that. Then when it comes to, musicians, ABCD, there's someone doing that. So it is more or less like how you would see a company that there's a CEO, there's a creative director, there's this person, so there's like a chain.
Yeah.
It's like a chain of communication there. It's different teams that come together and we all agree that this is what we're going to do. Yeah. So it's not like Brian wakes up one day and then he says, this is what I want. Even though he's like the visionary, the vision bearer, the vision bearer of the ASFAs, he works with a team. He has like a solid, strong team that puts together everything. Yeah. Like they say, it takes a village.
Right.
It's a big village that puts together this show.
It does. Because like, if anyone has attended the ASFAs, like the magnitude of the show is just
major.
From the gate.
Absolutely.
It's lights, it's cameras.
The BET Awards of Africa, I would say. Literally. Yeah.
What are those moments that, are so unforgettable for you from your past ASFAs?
I've had so many moments, absolutely so many moments. Because you can imagine, we've been doing this for 10 years. 10 amazing years. That's major. That's absolutely major, major. And that also shows that I think we are great. We are amazing. Because, when you're in a partnership with someone, it has to work. If it's not working, they're going to get someone else, Absolutely. But I like the fact that, we've worked together for this long. We've built an amazing working relationship together. And I love that. I absolutely love that, you can know that I have a business person that I am working with, Every time there's something, that's a project that we always line up every single year. But then I would say the most memorable moments, there's so many. But one of them is a kid, Joy Winnie. So I remember I was at this casting, right? Joram sitting down as a casting director. We see so many girls and so many boys. This girl walks in, right? When she walks in, I was like, where have you been? But not in this tone. Like, I was like, where have you been? Oh my goodness, where have you been? You get it?
Yeah.
Feel like how someone walks in and you're like, I've been looking for a girl like this. And then out of the blue, boom, she arrives, you know? So I told her, and I think she's that one girl whereby, you know, when I scouted her, I told her, I want to sign you immediately. Because usually sometimes you see a girl and you're like, okay, think about it. You know, take your time. I was like, girl, do you know what this means? I was like, literally just push it for her to say, yes, 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 yes. You get it.
Yeah.
So, you know, and the good thing is that, you know, she was also very happy. We signed her. And, you know, after, like literally after the ASFAs, 1, 2, 3 months down the road, she went international. She was working in South Africa. She was working in Milan, Paris, London, New York. And seeing her rise from the ASFAs, and I remember there's this huge campaign that she did, the BMW campaign. Oh, my good Lord. I watched that campaign and I'm like, dreams are valid. Absolutely valid, you know? And also to see her thrive in this business that is so competitive. She's been modeling for 7 years because we started her in 2018 at the ASFAs. So those are 7 years. And I also like the fact that she has evolved. You know, those models that evolve and they know that, yes, I could do the shows, I could do this. But this girl has, you know, has literally turned out to be one of the biggest content creators in this country. Meaning that she's going to take over Africa very soon. She's going to take over the world, you know? She has millions of followers. You know, she's doing this content where, you know, she's talking so much about Africa. She's showing us a different light of Africa, you know? And that is why it's very, very important to any fashion model that is watching this, be versatile. You know, it's very important for you to like be versatile, to understand that I can do fashion modeling, but then at the end of the day, I need to do something else. I need a skill. I absolutely need a skill. So imagine her from being a teacher to being a fashion model to being a content creator. Who knows? She could end up into movies, shooting with, you know, the Lupitas of this world and all that, you know? Like literally the sky is not even the limit for her. So that is like one of the biggest moments. And then I also have another moment. There was this beautiful, amazing girl that showed up. It was 2015. I remember very well. She was wearing a school uniform. Like this girl came, she didn't even come to cast, right? She had a friend of hers. Her friend is called Mary. So Mary was coming into cast. And usually ASFAs, there's so many models. And I remember everyone on the panel, I think I had Ella, Jayla, I think even Brian. She walks in and then everyone on the panel says no, you know, because she was very young. She was like 16 and a half, you know. So everyone was like, she's such a baby. She's young. But then I told these people, I want this girl so bad. I really want her to do the show.
Who is she?
I know. So everyone is like, we feel like she's not ready because she couldn't walk, you know, she couldn't walk. And usually ASFAs, we want kids but we train them, but we want kids that have an idea, but we still, you know, train these kids. So I remember telling them, guys, if I don't have this girl in the show, I'm sorry, I'm not going to produce the show, you know? So you all have to agree that this girl should walk the show. And that's how Aliette got in. Aliette, exactly.
That's how Aliette.
That's how Aliette, you know,
oh my
you know,
God,
got a shot at the show,
star.
and she turned out to be so big.
Yes.
Like she works a lot in New York, in Paris, London, Milan, all these big fashion capitals of the world, and she did so well.
I remember
like,
in
insanely well. 2019.
I could not stop seeing her everywhere. Like, there's a point where I was like, no, she's taken over.
I know.
Like, it is Aliette's world and we're just living in it.
I know.
Oh
I
my
know.
God.
So 2019, she blossoms, 2020, 21. And she's been working. She still works really, really, really well. Yeah. So I would say her. Then another girl, if I remember very well, Ayak Veronica.
Okay.
I call her Baby Giraffe, you know, Baby Giraffe as well. So I also remember us, you know, discovering Ayak. You know, we had already seen her before, but then, you know, she walks in, and I think the ASFAs were like a confirmation for us because we had seen her before, but then we told ourselves, let's see, you know, how she performs at the ASFAs. Everyone was like super obsessed with her. So I would say those have been like some of my most memorable moments. And then also working with David Lale, Klale, like that's the way he says his name, David, you know. So working with David at the ASFAs for all, you know, this time, I learned so much from him. I thought I was a perfectionist. This man is a perfectionist. You know, like how a perfectionist meets a perfectionist, and then also people from the production are perfectionists. Like the very first time I worked with him, I was like, oh my goodness, this was a masterclass. And for some reason, even when he saw me, he said, Joram, you're going to be the future of this industry. And I'm like, why is this man telling me this? You know, why is he saying this? And I see it like years later, he saw something in me that I didn't see in myself. He was teaching me how to organize, you know, backstage, how to, you know, do production, how to do ABCD. And I'm so grateful. Like I keep telling this to him the whole time, you know. And so I would say, and I mean, these are all connections I got, you know, through working with the ASFAs, plus so many other designers. I've had a chance to work with the biggest African designers in this continent, you know, through the ASFAs. You know,
the ASFAs is the place where all the big African designers kind of converge, and they're like, this is our moment to get the flowers.
Yes. So I'd say those are my moments.
You say that, you know, David Glale is this kind of perfectionist, and, you know, working with him taught you so much. Is there something specific that you can remember that you're like, oh, we had to do that again and again and again until it got right?
I would say choreography.
Okay.
When he wants the show perfect, no one is going to go home. The models will rehearse and rehearse and rehearse and rehearse. And when I say the show being perfect, right from the music, the lighting, the visuals, the aesthetics, how it's like a movie. You get it? And I think that's where I got so much knowledge on producing a show. Of course, you know, I knew that when you're producing a show, this is what you do, this is ABCD. But now this is my chance working with a person who's showcasing in New York, in Paris, in London, a big shot in South Africa. And then I remember the very, very first show that he did, I think 2017, 2016. Oh my goodness. It was very spiritual, you know? It was the very first time I was seeing someone use gospel music. It's like we were in church, and then he's like, oh, the angels are coming, and then ABCD happens, and then the congregation, and then it was a story, like a very beautiful story. And from that day, I was like, okay, Ugandans, you better be ready for me. You know, so I learned so much, absolutely so much. And, you know, we became like very good friends as well. We still talk up to now. You know, when he has things that he's doing in South Africa, in New York, we'll still be like, Joram, there's this ABCD. Joram, do you have models to do this? Those are relationships that I've also like kept because of, you know, the ASFAs. Then another memorable moment. I had forgotten this moment. Woo! I was awarded the Star Maker.
I mean,
you know, I was awarded the Star Maker. And, you know, it's so weird because I work on the team. So usually when you work on the team, you're not supposed to be awarded, you know. You literally know everything that is happening. You know the production, you know ABCD, you know da-da-da-da-da. But then for some reason, you know, I knew there's an award called a Star Maker. And for some reason, I thought they were going to award this award to someone else. I wish I could mention them. You know, I thought they were going to award... it's someone very big in this industry. I thought they were going to like award it to like someone really, really, really big. And then that night, you know, I was dressed in shorts. And I remember very well, like, Brian kept telling me, you know, dress up. Like, dress up. Everyone on the team, dress up, dress up. Because you see that award, like, it wasn't like they have to vote. They have to, like, you know, it was an honorary type of award whereby, you know, they even spoke to the models, and none of these girls told me nothing, absolutely nothing, you know. So, you know, I'm there in production, I'm wearing my shorts, because usually when I'm working, I'll wear my tiny shorts, I'm wearing my black, I'm just sitting down, because there's a lot of like running, you know, up and down. I'm sitting down on the production desk, and then, you know, I remember very well Sylvia Namutebi Alibi, you know, and Alibi. They come on stage, and they announce, you know, when they started, this person has changed the fashion industry. And I'm like, huh? He has da-da-da-da-da-da. He has a baby of models. I'm like, huh?
Models?
And then they're like, Joram. Oh my good Lord. The way I was dressed.
Oh my God. Wait, did you change in that moment?
No, the good thing I was wearing black. You know, like how you're wearing tiny shorts, da-da-da, and then you're wearing black inside, so the outfit covers everything, right? And I'm like, what?
Oh my God.
Let me tell you, I don't cry in front of people, but I cried.
I
remember going there and I'm like, oh, I didn't even know who to thank. I'm like, oh, okay, you know? And that was such a moment.
Oh yeah, absolutely, it was a moment. I can't believe we almost forgot that.
I know, right?
That was the moment.
Because I know, you know, we've also won so many awards, Best Model Management, I think 2014, 2015, 2016. We got it like 3 years in a row, you know? Until they had to like scrap it off because no one else was winning. Like,
Joram, give the kids room.
We went to like scurrying around. I'm like, I'm not that, JMM is not the only agency here, so. But the Star Maker Award, and for some reason, we even started a show called the Star Maker simply because of,
I mean, and it's such a fitting title because, someone comes into your fold, and it's not just models. I've seen also the beauty pageants and, the beauty queens coming into that space and living as this amazing star, as this person who you cannot miss. And it's because of being under your training and under your mentorship. So it was a fitting title.
It was. I was very humbled. And now people call me the Star Maker, the Star Maker, the Star. And I'm like, stop, you guys, stop.
Yeah. Now, talking internationally, I know you've seen so many shows.
I have.
So many shows of, the models that you send out there. But are there some that really blew you off your feet?
Oh my God.
Just wait, this happened?
OMG, so many. I would say Chanel. For some reason, every single season, Chanel kills it. Every time I watch these Chanel shows, I want to cry. I'm like, where am I? The production is insane. The casting, the models, the aesthetics, everything is super, super, super amazing. And then I would say Chanel. Chanel stands out a lot. And the fact that we've also had girls walk these shows, we've had Adita. Adita's done Chanel, I think 10 shows in a row.
Oh, wow.
10 shows in a row. Then plus, I would say Prada. Absolutely Prada. And I keep dreaming and I'm like, I can't wait for the day I am at the Prada show, I am at the, because, it's very hard, girls booking Prada. Super, super hard. So I'll say Prada, I'll say Chanel, and there's so many shows. Absolutely so many. But at least one thing that I know is Chanel, Chanel, top notch. Absolutely top notch, yeah.
I mean, okay, this is just going on the side, because Chanel had been a pillar of the industry. And then had a moment where we're not sure.
But they're back. They're back. This season, it was a movie. Literally a movie. I was just watching a movie, honestly. And them also having a black girl close the show.
Right.
Major.
That was
absolutely major.
Crazy. Yeah, I know. But I mean, it's always a beautiful thing when you see someone with a Ugandan name and they're on a runway and you're just like,
I know, right? Yes. I know. We're always screaming, we're always cheering these girls. It feels really, really, really good.
Yeah.
That is why, honestly, before it was Africa is the future. Africa is the future, but Africa is now.
Right.
Africa is absolutely now. That is why you will see African models ruling the world, African designers ruling. A lot of inspirations are coming in from Africa. So it feels really, really great. And it also validates what we do.
Yeah.
This is a dream we started, how many years? 13 years ago.
Yeah.
Because we started the agency in 2012. But to see that everything we were dreaming of, working for, fighting for, it's happening right now.
Right.
It takes time, but finally, the world is pushing for it. Yeah.
And, I kind of want to look at that as well when we talk about the world and paying attention to African models. There's been talk about, exploitation and getting people from refugee camps. I'm curious how you guys make sure that the people who are in your space are well taken care of and not taken advantage of.
Honestly speaking, it's a very ruthless industry. To someone who's watching me out there, it's very, very important that if you want to become a model, you need to get the right mother agent, get the right mother agent. And also you as a model, you need to do so much research about what are you signing up for? What are you going to do? We've had so many incidences that happen and then all that, but also models going through development. It's also important for them to understand how the industry works. Yes, I've had all, the stories of exploitation, the stories of people, but sometimes those stories are not true.
Okay.
They're not. I'll tell you that, because I've seen so many mother agents. I know great mother agents. I know good mother agents in Africa, right? Whereby sometimes, they'll get someone from wherever they're getting that person from. But simply because that person wasn't developed really well, or simply because they have this whole mentality of like, the minute they pick me from this place, I am going to be the next Adora Cage. It doesn't happen like that. It takes time. It absolutely, but it takes, it goes back to, models being developed, models being, taught, models being explained to how the industry works. But at least it's also very important to have a great model agent.
Right.
Dear models out there, don't just sign up with just anyone. Do research about the agents that you're going to sign up for. And you also need a model agent who's very experienced, a model agent who knows exactly what they're doing. And, a lot of success stories. Don't just sign up simply because someone DM'd you and then they told you, Lynn, we're sending you to Paris. You're amazing. The next day you're going to Milan. And then, but that's how some of these people are. Someone sends you a DM, I'm sending you to Milan immediately. Girl, it's not happening. Either they're going to end up doing, things you don't understand, or they'll end up exploiting you. But it's very, very important for you to understand the business, to do the research, to learn so much about, the mother agents that you're going to sign up with. And
gosh, I hear you. There are different seasons when it comes to the modeling world, as I understand. There's sometimes when, they're booked, they're busy.
And there are seasons where they're quiet.
Yes.
Yeah.
How do you support your girls through the different seasons?
That's our job as mother agents. It's because so many people have this whole thing. Modeling is very glamorous. It's, oh my God, I'm going to build a house. I'm going to do ABCD. I'm going to make so much money. There are girls that make a lot of money, but there are girls that don't make money at all. Just like any job, there are kids that will excel. There are kids that won't excel. I know so many models that go to Paris, Milan, London, New York, and they still don't work. But it comes back to seasons. For you to understand that, yes, I sent this model this season, they didn't work.
Right.
Probably, there were so many girls that look like her that season. So hold off, wait another season, send her the next season. So seasons whereby these girls are not working, we're always encouraging them. We send them to different markets. You have to understand the markets as well. Because you will know that, yes, we have how many fashion seasons? There's like, say, fall, winter, there's spring, summer, and then there's sometimes there's couture shows in between there. But then you have to understand that when the shows are not happening, what can the girl do? Maybe let me send the girl to Germany so that she can develop. Let me send the girl to Spain. Let me send her to London so that, she's developing there. And when she has the right book, when she has the right images, because development is intense. This girl to understand that when I go for a casting, I need to be thick-skinned. When I, to dress up, to do all... Yes, we train them to do these things in Africa, but it's different when a girl goes in Europe. It's totally different. Some things you have to learn them on the job, So when they're going through a series of, I'm not working, I'm not doing something like that, we look at different markets altogether. And still, if the girl feels like, I'm losing my mental health, I need to come back home. We let them come back home. They come back home, they have a little break, and then, when the break is done, they go back. But the other thing that we're doing a lot now is we're also supporting them to have different skills, to have different skills, to, have an education, to study, because it's very, very important that someone goes to school. That is why models like Kate Joy Winnie, you will hear their stories. I graduated with a bachelor's degree in ABCD. I was a teacher. But you see, all those skills, you might not choose them now, but now when you start content creation, when you start marketing, when you start public speaking, you need them. You absolutely know you need those skills. So we teach them to have different skills that will generate them revenue in the future. So that, because you're not going to be a model forever. You're not going to be Naomi Campbell. Naomi will model for 40 years. She's one of one. That's the word. But then you, as an African girl who's just venturing in, you won't stay in the industry for a very, very long time. So we're always teaching them to, be skilled, learn new skills altogether. If it's not working out, come back home or, try another market. And, we just keep pushing.
Okay.
Because it's tough. I'm telling you, it's very tough. It's really, really tough.
Fast-paced and...
My dear, it's very, very tough. And the thing is, like, we don't show the tough world on social media. Like when you go on social media, you're seeing covers, you're seeing Milan, Paris, London. But we're not showing you that part of a girl has gone to Paris. She booked nothing and she came back home. And we'll be very quiet about it. And we'll wait another season, So it's a very tough industry. It's very, very, very tough.
That being said, what can we expect from the ASFAs? I've heard whispers, but I want to hear from you. What can
so we do have a lot of great initiatives that are happening.
Okay.
We have women management, one of the biggest management agencies in the whole world. They represent Naomi Campbell. They also represent one of our girls, Achol. And they also represent a bunch of supermodels, absolutely big supermodels. They are partnering with JMM and the ASFAs to bring women in Africa at, the ASFAs. Do you know what that means? They're coming in to scout for the next generation of top models. So at the casting, scouts from women will be there in person. This has never happened, So scouts from women are coming in, they'll be looking for the next generation of like, who's the biggest, superstar. So they will select the top 10 girls, they'll be looking at girls. But, as they're looking at the girls, we're looking at, the boys as well. We're also looking at the girls that don't make it through as finalists for women in Africa. There's also the ASFAs. That is why it's a partnership, right? It's a partnership that women will be looking for 10 girls, ASFAs will be looking for 60 models. In total, we'll have like 70 models. Right. So at that casting, they'll identify the 10, and then the 10 will go through a rigorous training program with women and JMM, whereby we'll be teaching them about the industry, about the business, about how to brand themselves, all those things. Then on the 12th of December, the 10 that they selected will be competing for a chance to get a contract. A worldwide contract to work in Paris, Milan, New York, with women management. That's major. But not just even the 10, because, like from the 10, they could like all of them, But if the model out there doesn't make it as a top 10 finalist, there's us casting for the big shows at the ASFAs, So you can imagine you came in to cast for the ASFAs, and then, you also get a chance to be, scouted by women, and then also, walk the shows. It's absolutely major. Major. So that is like one of the biggest, I wouldn't say surprise, because, we already like announced it and then all that. But it's going to be very massive. It's going to be very big. It's going to be very life-changing. And then I don't even want to talk about, the showcases. Oh my good Lord. I don't want to talk about the artists. I don't want to talk about the visuals, the aesthetics, There's a lot. Be prepared to be blown away.
I want to talk about them, but I will respect the art of the surprise.
Exactly. Just be prepared.
I'm really, really excited for this year's.
It's going to be major. Absolutely
just
major.
What you guys have put together.
Totally major. So to the young model out there that is watching me, I want you to ensure that you show up at this casting. The casting is on Sunday, 9th November. I will repeat. Sunday, 9th November. And it's open to boys and girls. The age group, provided you're 16 and above, show up. 16, whether you're 30, 40, I don't know, whether you're a mom, whether you're a father, whether you're an auntie, just show up. Absolutely show up. It's just that the 10 girls that will be selected for women, they don't have to have any representation. It's very, very important. No one should be signed to any agency, because at the end of the day, they want to, work with these models under a different mother agency. So at the end of the day, models that are showing up, you can be signed to agencies and then all that, but provided you're selected as a top 10 finalist, you don't have to have an agency. But then to the rest of the other models, whether you sign to an agency or not, and you make it as, one of the models for the ASFAs, just show up. All
right. You heard it.
And it's at MOTIV. MOTIV. Make sure you show up. It starts at 9 a.m. and we will close the shop at 4 p.m. Yes.
There you heard it. Don't come late.
Do not come late. Absolutely don't come. It's 4 p.m. Yes.
Actually, it's 3:59.
It is.
Okay.
I know. And usually I know models will be like, how should I dress up? What should I be dressed in? And then all that. You see, I'm wearing denim, but then I'm not telling you to dress up like me, right? The dress code. Please don't show up dressed like me. Are we together? So the dress code it's denim, right? Like denim. It could be denim shorts, denim skirts, denim trousers. But denim, any type of denim, right? And then white. It's denim, blue, navy denims, and then white. So the girls, you can do like tank tops, you can do bodysuits, you can do t-shirts, you can do this, provided it's white. And then to the boys, white fitting shirts. Like it could be a t-shirt, it could be whatever you want to do. It could be a vest, but white. And then navy blue. Then for the girls, you can show up in your heels, If you don't want to wear heels, just wear your sneakers. But at the end of the day, we want to see your walk. So it's very, very important. And to the boys, just wear your white sneakers. So it's denim on white, and then denim. That's why I think I dressed up in denim today.
Yeah?
Yeah.
The vibes are very good. Okay, that's a very interesting casting.
Yeah, we're changing it up. Because, like, usually it's like
the
all black.
Yeah.
Like all black. No, remember the theme is, the fashionist as well. So,
Right.
and, we want to switch it up a
Gotcha.
little bit. Absolutely a little bit.
Yeah.
So models show up and we see what you got. Yeah.
Never know your life could change.
I know. And trust me, so many lives are going to change. On the 9th of November, that's where your story will start from. If you're dreaming of working in Paris, Milan, London, New York, show up at this ASFAs casting. Show up. Dreams are valid.
Yeah. Joram, thank you so much for taking the time.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yes.
Like, I always feel very important, very honored, very special to be on your show.
Yeah.
You've changed the industry. Thank you so much for giving every young creative a chance to, tell their stories, to, inspire the world out there. Because at the end of the day, if we didn't have platforms like this, sometimes our voices are not going to be amplified. So on behalf of all the creatives, we would like to thank Miss Celine. Thank you so much for telling our stories.
And anyway, see you guys.
See you. Bye.
Bye.
If you like this video, make sure to check out the rest of our page because there's so much more for you to see. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe.